Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back. It's the Connor Happer Show here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. I'm Connor Happer alongside Josh Odson today. We have a Pete tweet. That's for Pete Thamel when he tweets. Usually, Mr. Tweets is very close to all the Matt Rhule news and proceedings, but you know there was some reporting out there over the last 48 hours that pointed to a similar thing at the very least. Here is what Pete Tweets says. Sources. Wonder who his source is. Nebraska coach Matt Rhule signed a 2-year contract extension this morning, which will take him through the 2032 season and includes a $15 million buyout this year that effectively eliminates him from any jobs in this coaching cycle. He follows up. Contract includes an innovative clause where every time Nebraska qualifies for a playoff, his base salary each year on the deal increases by $1 million. So he doesn't just get a boatload of money. His salary goes up every time he makes the playoff, just by $1 million. Rhule's salary has an average value of more than $11.7 million, including retention bonuses, and does not include a change in base compensation from the current deal. Rhule's 2 additional years are at $12.5 million, which were the same as his final year of the current deal that was set to expire in 2030. The deal remains 90% guaranteed. Rhule is currently in the top 15 in salary at $8.5 million. In 27, he'll make $11 million with retention bonus. The note there, of course, is that they built that into his contract when he came to Nebraska because that's when the Carolina money goes away, right? And that's why the jump in average annual value jumps up in 29 and 30 to $12.5 million. Nebraska has decided to put 2 extra years on that deal at the same price, but we mentioned the primary mover and shaker here in that first tweet from Pete Thamel, the $15 million buyout this year that effectively eliminates him from any jobs in this coaching cycle. I would assume, I don't know this, I would assume that there's more to it than just that. Like, hey, let's raise your buyout, because as we've seen, the buyouts haven't been like super, prohibitive, and the buyout is a term that refers to the money that you have to pay the coach when you fire him before the term ends. I assume Pete is talking about the buyout that it would take for other universities that they would owe Nebraska to come get him, because that is the primary driver in this situation, right? This doesn't happen unless Matt Rhule is a name that is bantied about at his alma mater, which it has been over the last couple of weeks. So there is your news, and Nebraska is all in. Everybody in the boat for Saturday night against USC. Nebraska has just put out a minute-long video. It's just I don't know what kind of music is going on behind this, but there's some video of Matt Rhule at his intro press conference. There's some hype stuff. There's the fans. There's Bob Devaney. There's a bunch of people doing fist bumps and stuff like that. National championships, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And then the caption of the video says, "Home, home, home."
Is the dry bar in there?
Home. No, it wasn't. Now he said that the $15 million buyout effectively eliminates him from any job in this coaching cycle.
Not true at all.
I'm not trying to stir stuff up, but I don't think it does. But the contract, if you're signing it, is a representation of and a reaffirmation of your commitment to Nebraska. I don't know that the actual money is prohibitive. I don't know that the actual money that would have to be paid out to whichever side is the full stopper here. But I think what really does it is obviously the reaffirmation from Rhule. Okay, let's do this. Signing. Go ahead, add 2 years, whatever you got to do, pay me whatever, and let's just put this on paper and say it out loud. I'm not leaving now. That's what happened today. I don't believe the money is like the full stopper here, but I just believe Rhule putting it on paper. By the way, he is on that right now. Rhule just saying, look, let's put this on paper. I'm in. That is the thing that stops you from thinking that he could be
signed an extension before leaving Baylor. Correctly. Yeah, I got it.
Did he?
Somebody said that in the chat yesterday, and it sprung a light bulb. I think I remember that. So don't take that as gospel.
Although, also, by the way, people are saying in the YouTube chat is
wonky.
I don't have an answer for that. Boy, this would be I have to restart the computer.
An incredibly unfortunate time.
Should we? Whenever Rhule starts answering his question here, I will ask you, Josh, to move it up a little bit and see what he says. Here he is. He's answering the question right now. So here's Matt Rhule and McAfee's show at the moment, I think. Maybe not. Maybe we do not have it. All right. And people on the YouTube saying that it is better now. Anyway.
Better now? Okay.
That's what they're saying.
Okay. I switched to settings, so.
Okay.
Hopefully that's enough to where we can maybe restart it during a break.
So there you go. It is done. It is done. And this is a great thing for Nebraska. This is an excellent thing for Nebraska. And I know, so we're going to be fielding calls and texts and whatever it might be over the next couple hours and throughout the rest of the day here on 1620 The Zone about why this is a good thing and why this is a bad thing. I mean, this is, so John writes in, he is a detractor of Matt Rhule. What an absolute bleep show. At least his salary will never go up. Aaron writes in, hey,
Aaron.
Pete, why can't you attribute it to Josh?
Other
And
Josh.
then he said another sentence after that I won't read.
Oh.
Yep. Some people on the way that this is reported and on the reaction to it, some people like to tell people themselves for a variety of different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're probably in a situation like that, or close to a situation like that. That'd be my guess. But yes, as far as what it means first of all, on the reporting of things, Josh on top of this all the way and went with it last night. And I think, Thamel tweeted like he just did it this morning, and I believe that. But I think that the note here is that I don't know that he was always going to do this. But it seems, given the lack of change in the actual language, I guess we haven't seen the language yet, but given the change in the actual terms of the contract, of which there are few, it does indeed seem like he was never going to Penn State. That's what it seems like to me. This was used as an opportunity for Nebraska to reaffirm their commitment to him and for he to reaffirm his commitment to Nebraska. If this happens 2 years down the line, same exact scenario happens 2 years down the line, maybe it's a different story. But timing is a lot of different things. Timing is a lot in this scenario. And I just, like I said from the very beginning, I didn't think he was ever going. I was happy to entertain the possibility, because I do think there was, it's tantalizing, right? The Penn State part of it, and Rhule being alum, and him with his outward love for Penn State and his friendship with Pat Kraft and all that stuff. That was a factor in this scenario, and I do think it probably urged Nebraska to get something together quickly so that they can publicly say, look, let's reaffirm this commitment. Let's say it out loud. I'm staying. I'm not going anywhere. And that's what happened today. And it happens at a great time, in my opinion. I think the timing is perfect.
Got a big game this weekend.
It really is. And if they lose on Saturday, which is a distinct possibility, given that they're touchdown underdogs, 6.5 win underdogs, if they lose on Saturday, there will be people making jokes about it. But ultimately, this is a good thing for the University of Nebraska. One thing that we heard a lot yesterday when we talked about the contract, I'm getting some quotes from Rhule on McAfee. So Tilly tweeted this one out. We love it here. Very rarely in this business do you find home. And we felt like Nebraska was our home. And so all these good things are going to be said about Nebraska on a national stage. And I'm sure NBC will make a big deal out of it on Saturday night, which is all good things, all good things for Nebraska. But I think one of the key things that we ran into yesterday when we talked about the extension on the show, or the possibility of an extension on the show, is that Nebraska, people felt as if Nebraska was being played. That Nebraska, regardless of if they wanted to do it or not, their hand was forced. And like I just said, I don't know that I ever really thought that Rhule was going to Penn State. Like I said, we spent a couple weeks entertaining the possibility that it could happen, and his name, popped up quite a whole lot for that job. But was it ever really going to be a threat of happening? And that's where people are like, oh my goodness, Nebraska just had to do this because of the perception, because of the possibility that he could leave. The answer is yes, of course. So you could view it from whatever prism you want to look at it through. Nebraska was played. Nebraska got bent over a barrel.
He got held hostage.
Whatever it is in this scenario, they paid him no more money. They added 2 more years to his deal. You get to have this great moment going into this weekend saying, this is our guy, everybody in the bus, let's move forward. And you get to have the head coach come out, and he's going to have a media appearance in a little while. Probably want to take that live, maybe.
Seems like it.
And he's going to say, yeah, this is the place for me. And this should be the place for you too, recruits that are coming into town this weekend, and Nebraska's blowing it out for this weekend. So I just like I said, you could look at it through whatever prism you want to look at it through. It's hard for me to have a negative slant on this. Nebraska's program is moving in the right direction. There was a potential suitor that was real and just so happened to be the current head coach's alma mater, a place that he loves and holds close to his heart. And this is what you have to do to react to that situation given the world around you. That's it. Like Nebraska had to do it. So if me saying Nebraska had to do it is the same thing in your mind of Nebraska got screwed here, and Nebraska got played by the snake oil salesman, and Nebraska got bent over a barrel, whatever it is. Fine. I think we're saying the same things. I'm just looking at it more positively than you are. And it probably just means that I think more of him as a coach than you do. And I do think a lot of him as a coach. I don't know. But like I said yesterday, we do not have enough information to suggest whether he's the next Osborne yet. We do not have enough information to suggest he's the next Bo. We do not have enough information to suggest that he's any number of great coaches around college football, or that he will turn that into that at Nebraska. But at the very least, give him credit for what he's done so far. He has raised the floor at Nebraska. He has the program stabilized and trending in the right direction for the first time in a long, long time, for a decade of this coach and that coach and garbage crap that's happening behind the scenes and all this stuff. The program is stable at the moment. And don't you think that Nebraska should reward that? So people are like, oh, we can't reward them for this crap. In my job, I don't get rewarded for winning, 80% of my games or something, or in a season, or 50% of my games over the course of 3 years. Number one, stop it.
You haven't won a damn thing in your life.
Number one, stop it. This ain't your job. It's a different thing. And number two, if you do apply your job rules to this, a big time company ain't coming to try and poach you, ain't knocking at your door, threatening to come steal you from your job right now. It's not happening, right? I'm sorry. You guys do great work, I'm sure. But the situation that you guys always lay out there is not applicable to this one. So, give me a break. And I do think like I said, there is, the program is in good, stable position. I still don't know if he's the guy to take Nebraska back to where they want to be. I don't know if that's the case.
I don't know.
We don't have enough information on that yet. This is to fend off the suitor now. This is what you do. And it's only good for Nebraska if that coach is wanted by other programs. And it's only good for Nebraska if that coach, who clearly has a national platform right now, he's on Pat McAfee's show, is saying, I love it here and I want to keep being here and I prefer it here. And go big red, go big black, whatever it might be. That is a good thing for Nebraska. I don't know how it's not.
If you're dating somebody and their ex comes calling, you're probably going to say, hey, honey, why don't we go out this weekend? Why don't we do something nice? This is something nice.
But people always do that. It has to be, an extension and a pay raise, which he did not get one. An extension and a pay raise should come off of merit, First of all, I hate the implication. The implication of that is that he hasn't done anything yet. Au contraire. He has.
Back-to-back bowl games.
I don't know about you guys. I guess I just have a higher value on stability than you do. There ain't no way in hell you could get me to dive into these shark-infested waters of this coaching carousel this year. We got the GD governor in the state of Louisiana trying to hire football coaches. He totally undercut the AD. I do not want to live in that world. This protects you from the shark-infested waters of this offseason. How is that not good?
Reboot.
Oh, I'd like
roster
to dive
makeover.
into the Sharks. Wonder what would happen. Maybe I could pet one.
Portal.
Next thing, your arm's gone. Exactly.
I'm hoping it works out.
Stability works. Stability works. And this should be a celebratory thing for Nebraska because that's what he represents. Stable. I don't know if I don't know if he's the next great coach in the line of great coaches.
I don't know.
We do not have enough information to say that yet. But there could be a lot of things said nationally about this today, oh well, look at all these coaches getting paid based off of the fact that
there's a million jobs open.
Kurt Signetti didn't take the whatever, the Penn State job, and I'm like, well, first of all, he's not getting paid more. He's just got a couple extra years added on to his contract. And it is an excuse for Nebraska to renew their wedding vows.
Ooh. Would you like to hear from Coach?
I would.
Okay. This is from him. Matt, he comes on McAfee. Pat says, hey, Pete didn't seem very excited about it. We're excited here. How did this come about? How long has it been in the works? All that. That's the question to Matt Rhule.
Oh, interesting.
On McAfee.
Okay.
No, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, we were on I think 2 weeks ago, and we talked about it. And I told you guys how much we love it here. And to me, there's lots of great jobs, but very, very rarely in this business do you find a home. And we felt like Nebraska's our home. This program's our home. I love these players. I love this place. Our AD, Troy Dannon, has been amazing to me. Our president, Dr. Gold. And I mean, it's just the alignment. I mean, you see places that don't have alignment. We got amazing alignment, and we're building. And so I think after about week 3, Troy started talking to me about it, and I just was like, hey, I just got to focus on football. But I appreciate it. They're betting on the future, and we're doubling down.
Congrats, man. That's very cool to hear.
Very cool. Very cool.
I don't know what Pat's going to say, so I turned it off.
Matt Rhule will just hopped off of McAfee, and he's going to talk into the media now.